Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. I hope you're all doing really well. So today we're going to be taking a look at this. It's the brand new Spinosaurus figure from Schleich. Now some of you may say, hang on a minute, Schleich have already done a Spinosaurus figure, and that's right. In 2011 they did release a Spinosaurus figure and we've reviewed that one on the channel. Link is in the description down below. We will be comparing the two later on in the video, but the reason for Schleich releasing this new figure is since 2011, in 2014, Ibrahim and Serrano, two paleontologists, released a paper describing what they think is an updated look of the Spinosaurus, and this one certainly seems to take a lot of design cues from that. The main difference is being that it's more quadrupedal than bipedal, so it actually uses four legs more than standing on its hind legs, and also it was more of an aquatic dinosaur, a bit more like the baryonyx. There were lots of other differences that Ibrahim and Serrano picked up on. Not all of them are used in this design, but it's a very nice looking Spinosaurus for 2015. So let's take a closer look at this guy. So starting off with the head sculpt, you can see we've got a really nicely detailed head here. They've certainly upped the amount of detail on this Spinosaurus head. It has the same general shape, but it seems like they've really refined all of these scales going on all over the head. If you'll remember, on the original Spinosaurus, it had really broad square scales, and it seems like they've gone for a really nice tight detail on this figure. As you can see, they've used a nice glossy black for the eye to give it a genuine wet look, and also using black with sort of like a red cat's eye gives it this very sort of carnivorous, evil look to it. I really like it. It's almost like it's a Sith Spinosaurus. As you can see on the top here, we do have a little crest, and I believe this is based on some findings of a Spinosaurus skull from Morocco. The jaw is articulated, so you can open up the jaw, and you can see the tongue there sculpted and painted inside. Nice variation of the corner of the mouth flesh and the tongue there. The roof of the mouth has been sculpted and painted too. Really nice. Underneath the jaw you can see they've sculpted lots of these nice fine striations, and these continue down the neck, giving almost like a baggy skin look to this area, which I really like. As you can see, we've got really nice tight scales on this one. They are still squared off, so they're consistent with that other Spinosaurus, but they're very small indeed. You can see there's a nice little embellishment here, this nice little tuft of almost like feathers going on behind the head there. As we move up into the spine, this is much larger than we had on the last Spinosaurus. And as I said, we will be comparing the two in just a bit. You can see there's some really nice details here as well, where they've done these highlighted scales in almost like a fiery orange or red. You can see really nice sculpted scales going all the way over here. Nice little creases here in the shoulder area. As we move down into this arm, which is now taking a lot of the weight, you can see we've got a nice gradient from this grey colour into this fiery lava-like orange. Really nicely sculpted and painted finger claws there. Really cool. As we move back up to the torso, you can see all of these nice finely sculpted scales. Underneath you can see these striations continue, giving the appearance of baggy skin. You can see here there's some skin sagging over the torso. As we move into the leg, you can see there's a nice clear indication of the musculature in this powerful back leg. And as we move down, you can see we've got the little dew claw there, and again really nicely sculpted and painted toe claws. As we move back up, we move into the tail. You can see there's really nice creases as this leg is brought forward. Lovely sculpted scales. And as we move into the tail area, you can see there's some really nice spiny bumps going all the way along the tail here. Really nice natural curve in the tail as well. On the opposite side, you can see they've sculpted some nice creases here. As the tail compresses, this skin on this side gets squashed up, so that's a nice attention to detail. And then as we move into this leg, you can see the musculature is clear. Really nice range of colours going on in the leg here. I mean, we've got this very lava-like orange, and then we've got a nice beige colour, and then we go into this sort of almost like a bluish grey, which is really, really nice. There's the Schleich label in the way. You can see we've got nice baggy skin underneath here as well. And then as we move into this arm, you can see got really nicely sculpted finger claws there. Nice posing to contrast the opposite hand. And then we get back up to that head sculpt. With the old and new Spinosaurus from Schleich next to each other, you can see that Schleich have worked really hard to improve their Spinosaurus model, mainly in the posing. I really like the way that this has a dramatic high-low contrast in its pose, with its tail upright and its head low and predatory to the ground. Having said that, these two Spinosaurs still complement each other and look like they're just different variations of the same family. As you can see, the sail on the 2011 model is a lot smaller than the newer one, and I think this might be based on Ibrahim and Serrano's findings where the sail is much larger. You can also see they've tried to make this more of a quadruped than a biped, and this one over here from 2011 definitely looks more like it's walking on its hind legs. Taking a closer look at the heads, you can see we've got much more separation in the teeth on this new model, which really helps sell the realism, and you've also got that nice contrast in the lower and upper jaws with the teeth, the way that they sort of interlock with each other. We don't really have that on the 2011 model, we just have a standard line of teeth. So it's really nice to have those extra details on this new model. I also prefer this glossy black eye, I think that just looks really nice. Taking a closer look at the torsos, you can see what I was talking about, much more broad scales on the 2011 model, and on this 2015 model we've got really nice tight detailed scales going on. Really nice work by Schleich. Taking a closer look at the tail area, you can see we just got loads more detail going on in this new 2015 model, especially with these little spines going along the back. Also the scales again are much broader on the 2011 model and really nice and tight and detailed. We've got some nice creases as well, sculpted into the newer model. So Schleich have done a really nice job here. So although my personal favourite is the 2015 Spinosaurus, I would say I want to keep the 2011 model so that these two contrast each other in pose and also in their coloration. I think they look great on the shelf next to each other. There are some aspects of the 2011 model that have been done slightly better in my opinion. Mainly the weathering in little tight areas like this. They've airbrushed this sort of dark brown. It's also evident on this side. You can see it behind the armpit here and in between the leg and the torso. That's actually been airbrushed to accentuate the sort of pillowed feeling of the area in between, almost like a weathering pass, and I think that looks really nice on this model. Also, the feet on the 2011 model have been done really well, very bird-like, and I really am fond of those. So just how big is this figure? Let's whip out the tape measure. You're looking at about 7.5 inches long in total, about 19 centimeters, and in terms of the height, you're looking at about 6.5 inches, which is about 16 centimeters. Size comparison time, let's bring in the old 2011 Spinosaurus so you can see them fully next to each other. And you can see there that the old one looks much bigger in length because it's sort of unfurled in terms of its pose. But these two look really nice next to each other in terms of their proportion. Next, here's the recently reviewed and fan favourite blue small Carnotaurus. Link is in the description down below. But you can see these two new 2015 dinosaurs look great on display next to each other. And here's the new Spinosaurus next to the small Tyrannosaurus Rex, again new for 2015, and we have reviewed that. Link is in the description. You can see that this scales up nicely as a juvenile Rex. And here's a 2015 Spinosaurus next to its mini Spinosaurus version. And we have reviewed the Spinosaurus Mini as part of the Schleich Mini set. Link is in the description. And lastly, here's a 2015 Spinosaurus next to our good friend Off-Color Alan. I think they look pretty nice next to each other. Although after watching Jurassic World, Alan Grant still doesn't know why the Spinosaurus was on InGen's list. Thanks, Alan. There he goes, he's leaving the review table. So there we have it, guys. That was today's look at the brand new Schleich 2015 Spinosaurus. I'm a big fan of this design, and I love the fact that I've got two Spinosaurs from Schleich now to put on my shelf. Let me know in the comments down below, if you've got this far, why do you think the Spinosaurus was on InGen's list? I'd love to hear your thoughts. In the meantime, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.